I saw a post today on Facebook that really kind of struck a chord with me, and I want to kind of answer it. It wasn't directed at me, it was just on a random martial art page that I am on. This is what was posted. Just a question. I am 40 years old and had to stop training jiu-jitsu after my second child was born last year. I missed so much time with my first child due to jiu-jitsu training. I was happy to earn my blue belt after on and off training of 6 years, but I'm also so sad that I have missed so much from my first child's early years. I am so reluctant to go back to training. I don't want to choose jiu-jitsu over my family. How do you manage time with your family and jiu-jitsu? That's what the question was, posted by a gentleman. And I guess here's my thoughts on this. First of all, you got to ask yourself, why are you training? Now, each one of us has our own journey that we're on in the martial arts. Some people do it for fitness, some people do it for self-defense, some people do it simply for the challenge. Some people like to study something different, something foreign, just for the art itself, to carry on that tradition. And I think some of us stuff, it's kind of a combination of all of it, all kind of done together. Now it comes down to specific training, as far as how much time you're devoting to training. I think you got to kind of ask yourself, what's your goal? Realistically, how many of us are training to be world champions? Probably very few, in all honesty. Not saying it can't be done, but I think most of us are doing it to train for other reasons. So, we probably don't have to be training, 6-7 days a week for 3, 4, or 5 hours a day. I would love to be able to do that. I don't know if my body would be able to handle that, but it would be fun. And there was a time and stuff when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, when I was training almost that much. I was training at least 6 days a week, and I was putting in 3, 4 hours a day minimum. And some days I'd put in a lot more hours. But this aspect of choosing martial arts over your family, I'm not sure where the gentleman's coming from on that. I guess to me it's never been a choice of one or the other. I've always tried to incorporate my family into my martial arts. All my kids and stuff, I have trained with me in martial arts for a period of time. Some of them made it up through the ranks quite a ways, and some did not. Some stopped after only a few belts. But I thought that discipline, the respect aspect of it, and also just spend time together doing something that we both enjoy, and it's better than them just sitting on their butts on the couch watching TV all day. If there's something we could all kind of do together. Same with your significant other. Kind of look at that. See if they got something they'd be interested in doing or not. Now, when it comes down to doing the martial art thing and stuff, I guess if you're to that point where you got to decide, your family or martial arts, I think you got some other underlying issues there. Okay, martial arts itself, for me, I guess I feel it makes me a better person, a more well-rounded person overall, because I do train in martial arts. And contrary to the popular misconception, is it's not about fighting. Okay, it's about perfection of one's character. Looking at that, it makes me more patient, makes me more understanding, makes me more focused, makes me more disciplined. A lot of those values and stuff that you pick up in the martial arts carry over into your everyday lives. After all, that's kind of the whole goal of martial arts training, is that stuff is supposed to benefit your life outside the dojo. It's not just something you do in those four walls. It should be impacting your daily life, whether it be at home with your significant other, with your kids, with your community, at your job. All these things and stuff, I think, make you a better, well-rounded person and stuff. You learn a lot of those same skills and stuff that help out. Now, probably not too many jobs out there and stuff where you're gonna be able to go ahead and put somebody in an arm bar. Unless maybe you're in law enforcement or something, or corrections. Then okay, maybe. But the other aspects of the martial art training stuff definitely help and stuff. So, what do you do? How do you choose? I guess you don't have to choose. If it comes down to a time aspect and stuff, look at the training schedule and stuff. Look at times when you can train. There's a lot of times and stuff where they have classes on weekends, possibly. A lot of places in bigger metropolitan areas stuff have early morning classes. It's very popular with say like CrossFit and gyms and stuff to open up at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, things like that. And they a lot of times have a organized class. It's very possible that a lot of places are offering that now for martial arts training. They'll have a morning class, or some places will have, say, a lunch class, a noon class. Some will have an early afternoon class, or right after work, like a happy hour class, say like right at 5 o'clock, something like that. That you can make it to, and then some of the classes that I've gone to are actually more towards evening, later in the evening, so you can spend time with the family, and then still be able to make it to class. Again, we're looking at, if you're training, say, a couple times a week, twice a week, hour or so, per class, I don't think that's unreasonable. You look at what the average person does, say, how much time do they spend golfing, or fishing, or bowling, or just going to the bar, you want to spend a few hours, for yourself, to focus on your health and your mental well-being. To me, it does all that. It's way cheaper than therapy, a lot more fun, and it helps, with your health and your fitness levels and stuff. And for me, it definitely helps, it helps with stress. It gets rid of that stuff, mental clarity and stuff, gives you focus, gives you purpose. All the hassles of the day and stuff. As soon as I walk in the door and I put on my uniform, and it doesn't matter if I'm training in Hapkido, or if I'm training in Kempo, or doing even Jiu-Jitsu. It doesn't matter what the art is. As soon as I put on my uniform and stuff, and I step on the floor or the mat and start training, I could be having the worst day ever. And as soon as I start training, all that goes out the door. It melts away, and I'm 100% focused on training, and it elevates my attitude. And all that, and that makes me, I think, a better person, to be around. Makes me a funner person to be around. It makes me a better parent. It does a lot of that and stuff. So I don't think you should have to choose. Try to, if possible, try to incorporate your spouse or your kids, or however your family dynamic is. Stuff. Try to incorporate them into your hobby. See if they're interested. A lot of places stuff do have kids classes as well. My son, I started doing Hapkido this last year, and my son was kind of interested in that, and he decided to not wrestle this year. He's been wrestling since before he started school. I got him into wrestling before he was even in preschool, and this year he decided he wasn't going to wrestle. He wanted to instead try the martial arts thing. So he's doing Hapkido. He started a couple months ago, and he's already tested for his first belt, and he's been doing phenomenal. I mean, he's a gifted athlete, and he's doing really well. And some of that me and him can do together and enjoy and spend some time together. And it's really been beneficial. Now, granted, for the school that I go to for Hapkido, the minimum age to train in Hapkido is 14, and my son, he looks a lot older and bigger. He is just 14, so he barely made the cutoff. But they also have a kids taekwondo class prior, earlier in the day. And a lot of schools do that. They will have kids classes or young adult classes, things like that and stuff. So there are ways to incorporate it, and get your family involved. So it's just something to think about. I don't think you'd ever want to have to choose one or the other, but I guess kind of think of the dynamic on that and stuff. And I think if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to make it work and stuff. You may have to do some juggling with your schedule, things like that. But I've said this numerous times, even on the videos, and I've been saying it for years. By years, I mean decades. There are people that train in martial arts, and then there are people that are martial artists. I myself am a martial artist. I'm starting my 31st year, and it's just something of who I am. It's part of me. It's part of my DNA. It's just a part of me as my blood and my bones are. Both of which I've sacrificed in martial arts, literally. I've broken bones, and I've been cut numerous times and stuff, and bled quite a few times over the past 3 decades. But it's definitely worth it. So I guess something to think about. Love to hear your comments and your thoughts on this and stuff in the comments section. And any other questions and stuff, let us know.